Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me are my two co-hosts, Lisa.
Hello, hello.
And Nate.
What up, dub.
So normally each week we do a movie review, and we have a little bit longer format. But after some talk between the co-hosts here, between the dream team, we've actually decided that we're going to start splitting these up. There's just so much great horror news to cover, and I think trying to only give it 10 minutes in each episode was just a fool's errand. So we're actually going to start rolling out a weekly news segment. So we'll do 2 episodes a week. This is the first, which will be just last week's news, or this past week's news. And then we'll have our normal just movie review that comes out later in the week. So are y'all excited about the new format?
Yeah. I mean, Pennywise literally told me to do it this way. So it's not my fault if it doesn't go well.
I'm not excited about the amount of trailers I had to watch to prepare for this, but that's okay.
Yeah, normally you only have to watch one movie. You have to watch a lot of shorter ones.
The real horror is trailer fatigue.
That's right.
Yeah. And,
wait a minute. I just saw this one, I swear.
A lot of them do look, they can be cut in very similar ways. So, well, with that said, we'll get to our primary section of this episode, the news.
First eyewitness account came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent.
I think Lisa has the first news story for the day.
So, happy news for me, sad news for you guys, because I think you actually enjoyed watching it, but Blood Drive is canceled.
Yep.
That was the sound of the suck bus careening into the scar. Just over the edge. It's over.
Yeah, so we have a part 2 episode coming up. If you have not had a chance to listen to part 1, you should check it out.
That's going to be our next episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, part 2, Blood Drive.
Unfortunately, I'm very sad about this. We'll get into a lot of why I'm upset, but I have really, really enjoyed this show for what it was. Clearly, the viewing public did not.
I think
no one watched it.
Yeah, there was a message from the show creator, and he's like, "Yeah, the ratings were terrible, but we had a lot of buzz on social media.
Yeah,
and we're just happy that Sci-Fi had the balls to make the show in the first place."
Absolutely.
Do you think it wasn't mainstream enough? Because, I mean, it was very specific. It was grindhouse horror.
Yeah.
So it was...
You're targeting a niche audience that watches Sci-Fi Channel, which is a niche channel.
To begin with.
It did as well as Grindhouse did in the theater. You know what I mean? It is like a niche.
Yeah, and things with Sharknado, like these weird ass things that are still going on, and some of the shows they compared it to that are still running but had similar audiences. It's like, yeah, but there's not as much time commitment as I think Blood Drive ended up asking people for.
And Sci-Fi has some shows that do well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like this channel in general doesn't have people. It's just they're just like.
Yeah, I think they used to have a show, Being Human, that we really it was the remake that we really enjoyed.
Well, they got The Expanse, which is super, and then where they have like.
Channel Zero at least has 2 seasons. I've heard mixed results, so I may have to check that out.
But yeah, sad.
So sad day for me, certainly.
Pour your blood drive, or pour out a blood engine. Yeah, for Slink and the gang. Oh, so sad.
I'll miss Slink the most, but we'll talk about that more in this coming episode. My news story that I brought, among many others, I probably overprepared for this. I got a little overzealous with my notes. But American Horror Story Cult we've just had the first premiere episode. Did either of you watch it?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Nate, you have no opinion.
I have no opinion. Looks great. That's it. I don't know. I got nothing.
Lisa, initial thoughts?
Mixed. I'm not sure what to think yet.
No.
And I've seen all the seasons, so some of them I liked more than others. The first one I liked the most. That was probably because it was the first one and we weren't quite sure what to expect. It actually turned out really well. This one, we'll see. I'm obviously gonna watch the whole thing, but we're not far enough into it to judge. The
How
clowns are
is,
super creepy though.
How was Dermot Mulroney in this one? Is he good?
What?
That was the joke from the previous
Oh,
episode that
yeah.
Dylan McDermott and Dermot Mulroney.
He's sadly not in it so far.
Yeah.
It's like I'm playing like a Kevin Bacon kind of thing. Like everything goes to Dermot Mulroney.
Are you ready with that
Eventually.
drop again? I feel like we're gonna need it.
I think we broke the button just now. I've overused it. It's clearly worn. on the
Okay, so
but
are all the main actors back for this one? Is that
for the most part, so
Somewhat. So Sarah Paulson came
Sarah
back.
Paulson's in it.
Evan Peters came
Evan Peters
back.
about it. I think a good number of them, but there's some new faces.
is there any Lady Gaga in this one?
No, but Lena Dunham's in it this year.
Oh, okay.
So we're
Yeah.
depending on where you stand on Lena Dunham, that's
I
either
have
good
no
news or
opinion.
bad news.
I barely know who that is.
Yeah, I think for me, the issue is more, it's very centered on the 2016 election. That's really the big driving story. My problem is I think the characters aren't like real people. They're very much far extremes. At least on first one episode, Evan Peters and Sarah Paulson are very extremes, and they're more caricatures. Sarah Paulson's the full left. Gets hashtag triggered. Needs her safe spaces.
Sure.
But somehow voted for Jill Stein instead of Hillary Clinton, which is the big twist in episode 1.
Sure. Why
Yeah.
not?
Well, that's what I mean. And she's in a lesbian nuclear family with a son, which it's just it's like they just threw a lot of stuff on there. Whereas Evan Peters is full like raging hard on that Trump won, is literally humping his TV when the announcement comes out, like for a good like solid. It was actually probably the funnier scenes in the show. He's basically playing the Joker. Like he's basically doing Heath Ledger's the Joker because it's very much a fear. We need to use fear and let that force people to either cower and weed out the weak ones or bring in.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. It's been one episode. It's not the best start to a season, but I think what I will be doing
Is this like a 13 episode run? Is that usually what the series?
they're about? It's just between 10 to 13.
So you gotta wait. You gotta
wait.
ways then. Okay.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, just because we could spend every week in the news talking about it, what I am considering doing is live tweeting it, because I do watch these when they do live because people will ruin it. I will likely live tweet these episodes.
Okay,
so if you want to join me, please follow us at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter. And I will. You can see all the stupid things that go in my head while I'm watching the show.
Yeah, while you're humping your TV, just go to Twitter and
yeah, it's very disturbing for the neighbors. We have a wall projector, so it's. I don't think they.
The house is just shaking.
It's just
What's happening?
well, there's a joke in there, but I'm not going to touch that. Nate, what news would you like to bring up today?
Sure. So, the big horror, movie that's coming out. Is It. I'm sure everyone has heard about It. It's everywhere. I had some terrible jokes. I'm just
you
gonna
did.
skip.
I'm sad you.
But it's already projected to make $80 million kind of this first weekend.
No.
And that's crazy. It's breaking Fandango records. We got tickets, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it is gonna be a cultural phenomenon. So
I think
awesome.
I saw 96% on Rotten Tomatoes already.
Yeah,
Reviews
it's been getting pretty good reviews in general, but it's just an awesome, like when a horror movie does really well, like that's awesome because that usually triggers like more horror movies getting made, and sometimes there's like lulls, and this seems to be like it's a kind of a renaissance for horror movies at the box office, which is awesome.
Yeah, we were talking about before the episode started the Skarsgård brothers because it's Alexander Skarsgård's younger brother that plays Pennywise.
Yeah, Bill.
That's a mouthful.
I know.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Stellan Skarsgård's son, Alexander Skarsgård's brother,
right? That's true.
Bill
Their dad is an
Skarsgård.
actor too, isn't it? So they recorded like a video of a reaction video of Alexander seeing his brother as Pennywise for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was like just a clip from the movie, and he sees it. He's like, "Oh my god!" He's like freaking out. He's like, "My brother is terrifying. This is my little brother. This is so weird." So I'm assuming that he did a great job. I mean, everything we've seen, it's been good. So
yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah, we got our tickets, so we'll be checking that out here shortly.
Yeah.
I've been looking, and I saw Tim Curry said he's like he said he was very excited to see it. I don't know if he's actually come out and said anything about it since. I know he was never thrilled about the original ending to his because it was really
that was the last 2 hours of the It miniseries. Is that what you're talking about?
Just more of the creepy weird spider part.
Yeah, the giant spider.
Yeah,
spoilers.
Again, we have a spoiler warning at the show so at the beginning of the episode.
27-year spoilers.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to be a different It. That's kind of what I've heard is you just can't.
It's different.
It is different. It is different than the original It. So
yeah.
So we'll
send in your best It puns to TX Pod Massacre.
But don't worry, we have no shortage of them.
Oh yeah, give me like 5 minutes and I can just go pages deep on this.
Mitch, what you got next?
Oh, what do I have next? Okay, so Insidious 4. They've just dropped the latest trailer in the James Waniverse.
Who cares?
I care. You don't care.
The fourth one? The second one was terrible after that.
I watched the fourth Paranormal Activity, the stupid...
Yeah,
I went with my band, and it was...
Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, there was drinking involved. So that
makes total sense.
It was a terrible movie. No, so this one is called The Last Key. Yeah, no, the final monster in the trailer looks really stupid. She has a little... I made Lisa watch this trailer. I thought you might actually see it, and I guess I guessed poorly on that one, Nate.
No.
So the main ghost has actual like keys out of her fingers, like a really like a AAA Freddy Krueger, where she literally puts like a key in this girl's throat, and they do this like she turns it, and then the woman screams like changes. Like I guess they messed the audio up. Couldn't tell you anything about it. Yeah, you look thrilled from this.
Great. They go to the other world. Yep. Something.
Yeah, I would rather see a movie about Rick and Morty's Scary Terry. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bitch.
That would be awesome.
So Lisa, you watched the trailer. What did you think?
I want to see that movie get made. No, thanks for bringing that up.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna be in my head the whole time.
We just need to start a Kickstarter and get it done.
They don't need help getting money, I don't think.
I have not seen any of the Insidious trilogy. Yep. Whatever universe.
You're not missing a lot.
Yeah, so I say no. And the keys coming out of the fingers, really? It just seems, I don't know. It just seems weird.
It was a weird, I don't quite get it. But
yeah.
I've seen the first Insidious. I watched it, I think I watched it when I was in Guyana for some reason.
You needed something to do.
I don't know why that's part of the story.
That's the only reason it's memorable to anyone. Is if you watch it in Guyana, fine. That's a legitimate reason to remember this movie.
Like,
other than that,
it was just it was just a night at a hotel, and I was watching it. Anyway,
man,
I have not seen the others though, so I probably should catch up on them. Again, we're likely going to have to talk about this again at some point. So
no.
Nate, do you have anything else?
Yeah, there's one of my favorite TV shows of all time is Black Mirror. And they released a teaser trailer showing little snippets of all 6 of the episodes that'll be coming out on Netflix this fall.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yay!
That's one we all agree on.
You got Jodie Foster directing an episode.
Oh, nice.
You got a bunch of people, and I don't want to spoil it, I guess.
No. But I remember reading something. One of the episodes I thought was inspired by something with Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller.
Mm-hmm. It's like in Vegas,
isn't
it?
It's like set in Vegas or something, and
yes.
Penn Jillette had some involvement. I don't know that he's actually in it or
there's one that's like a Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like almost a direct parallel to Star Trek.
That's cool.
Basically,
there's all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
When do we have a release date for it yet?
It's in the fall.
Right?
It's this year. It's in the fall.
Okay.
So it's coming, but that's
exciting.
Well, and my guess too,
awesome
Netflix. I think I can't remember. I thought Netflix last time they just dropped it. Like they didn't announce it or anything, and I would expect they're going to do something similar. That one day it's just going to.
I'm hoping there's as much horror as there was this last season, because the horror episodes of Black Mirror from this previous season were extremely great. The video game one.
I mean, they're all fairly terrifying.
Yeah, but I mean, like the one where
the video game one was
Bryce Dallas Harper is trying to get likes from people or whatever. That's not so horror. But
the peer pressure aspect of social media is terrifying to many.
It is. That's why. Well, I guess I do tweet now, but that's why.
Which brings me to another news story, only because, and I bring this up mostly for your benefit, Nate. because I know how you thought about the other version. So it looks like they're making a new movie called Friend Request, which comes out September 22nd. It is. So if you remember Unfriended,
I kind of liked Unfriended. I'm not gonna say I liked it. I kind of liked it.
I enjoyed what they were trying to do with it. I enjoyed that it was all done on a Mac. I thought it was an interesting idea and premise.
Yeah.
Lisa, you saw that one, right?
Did I?
That's the one where all the kids are on
They're on the chat. They're all
video
like
chat, and they're like doing video chat.
And
Is
they're all
that
killing
the one
themselves.
where there's like a window and they don't know who? Like who's that window? And then
Yeah. The one dude like stuck his hand in a blender for some reason.
God,
Yes.
so good.
Yeah. So this one is like that, but it's not filmed the same way, but it's essentially the same sort of movie. But it looks clean. It looks kind of slick. The trailer was interesting.
I'm gonna reject that friend request. I'm just gonna leave that there.
That's fair. Well, I think it's coming in theaters, probably limited release. So if you don't go see it on September 22nd, you probably won't have to wait long. I'm sure.
Yeah, this seems like a VOD
as we
and
learned,
theater release kind of deal.
as we learned from it, you're not supposed to talk to strangers. So that's a
What if it's your mom's aunt's brother? Come on.
Hey,
His
but
brother.
Come on.
a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet, Lisa.
Yeah.
Once they introduce their name, they're not strangers anymore.
And that's how you get kidnapped into a sewer.
Okay, we will talk about this whenever we review it, but maybe you just don't hang around sewers.
Yeah.
Maybe you just don't reach into sewers. Oh, I lost a paper boat. I guess I'll have to ask him to make me a new one.
But see, the problem now is that this is way more likely than it was during it because, look how many little kids make paper boats, but a lot of people might drop their phones down there and go for it. So Pennywise would have
my goodness.
way more to do. Just do some little magic.
it would
make
not.
the phone down.
Yeah. He why mess with kids? He could get like full grown like adults.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll be your friend. Just give me that phone, bro.
And then your phone's unlocked, and then he's then he's doing identity theft. I mean, this could be a much different movie.
Wow, that just got real.
Yeah. Like Amazon shopping sprees, just changing your address to the sewer near the post office. That's it.
Now, Lisa, I think you had another news article or news something you want to talk about, some documentary or something.
Oh, yeah. So one thing that Mitch was showing me I thought was interesting. So every Halloween now, for as long as I can remember, I've had to go to haunted houses with people.
I had to go to.
Yeah, come on. I have to watch these horror movies and I have to go to these haunted houses.
What a terrible life you
It's
have.
really awful, Nate. It really just pray for me, everybody. But
Pray for Lisa at TX Podcast Massacre.
Hashtag pray for Lisa.
yeah. So over the years, I mean, when I first started going, I was terrified. Over the years, I've kind of gotten used to it. It's not so bad. Now
You're a grizzled veteran of the.
yeah, pretty much.
haunted
And
horror
now I
house
kind of know the bad ones from the good ones, the ones that have really good makeup and stuff. There's one right near our house that we go to a lot, and they have one, and the guy's like dressed in like leaves and weeds and stuff, and he blends in perfectly to the background, so you cannot see him.
Oh yeah, shout out to Nightmare on the Bayou.
I'm telling you, he gets me every time. It's really well done. So the documentary, which I'm kind of curious, is I guess how these started, and this is one in Europe, I think.
It looks I think I saw
Somewhere?
the trailer. I think it's the UK.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see, see their perspective on it, because I know when we talked to some Europeans, they said they do not have as nearly as many of these kind of things as the Americans do.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to see how they built it up and their perspective. And I think they talked to some of the actors that work there and all that stuff. So I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, there's that one. I guess it must be very big. The one they're talking, because I think it's just a single.
Yeah,
haunt.
I mean, they were talking about being like as a part of a corporation. So I wonder if it's like a chain of them that they own.
I know there's one in Canada too that does really well, and I think to the point that they put there. I think there was a big what was it whatever website it is that has all like here's the 50 funniest things you've seen, or
You mean every website?
True.
That's probably every. All the websites are not.
Which, by the way, Texas Podcast Massacre, the 12 different drops we'll put. No, I'm kidding. We don't do lists. I don't have that kind of patience. Yeah. It is. That's fair. No, but you're right. It's when we went to Paris, they had a haunted house thing. I don't remember what it was, but it was a lot different. And it mentioned that this is like the there's really wasn't any other one in the country.
Oh wow. Okay.
And but what was interesting about it is that it was very character driven. So at one point there was the Hunchback of Notre Dame was one of the characters. Like it was all like different
It was
Parisian.
history.
Yeah, it was all different Parisian like urban legends and stuff. One was a Hunchback, and this guy literally it was a very high ceiling like building, and he like swung down off a rope.
Nice.
And I think it was all year too. So these were like French.
I did feel sorry for those actors though, because I'm pretty sure they thought we were dead inside because we never screamed or flinched.
Yeah.
Like at one point, one of them came like right up to us and was like scream, and we're like, eh.
Yeah. Well, we didn't react, and then they like scream. We're like,
Screamer, you can't go on.
Is it that imposing when Jean Valjean is yelling at you to scream?
I know,
come on,
right?
I wouldn't scream either.
look down. Yeah, no, it's not really very, very scary.
That one was really well done.
It was
though.
Oh man, it was one of the best ones we've been to though.
Their production value was really, really good.
Yeah, because most of the ones here, I worked in one in college, and it's a lot of just yelling "get out." We try to tell people don't yell "get out," but I mean the scariest thing about these things is it's high school kids for the half of the staff there.
Yeah.
Like, the scariest thing's the price.
Also,
where's the drop for that? Yikes. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, you earned that one, Lisa.
And any coupons you have to TXPodcastMassacre.com.
You can use my groans as like the background for one of the haunted houses. Oh god.
I know we can take every groan every time we talk about something. We can take you can edit our whole episode of The Void and use that as the backup. Oh Jesus!
You're saying, oh god.
I'll kind of bump these. I'll probably lump these together real quick, just because. Besides movies, I also wanted to bring up just any other mediums of horror, stuff. So there's a couple things. So there's Weaponized, which is a novel that's coming out, which is very. If you're a big fan of the Hellraiser series, Clive Barker type stuff, or even It Follows, that kind of body horror genre, this book is supposed to be pretty good. It seems like it's gotten some good reviews. I don't know a whole lot about the plot, but we'll probably put a link on our on Twitter about it. We'll
definitely.
But it sounded cool. There's also a video game called Scorn, which if you ever wanted to know what it's like to walk around in the alien universe as the architect and literally just shoot shit, but all the guns are like actually like alien. Like you literally like crack them open and you plug it into your gauntlet, and it's trippy, man. It looks weird, but it looks awesome.
When is that coming out?
I don't know.
Okay. keep an eye out. Keep it on your radar.
Keep an eye out. I think that it was just the play trailer came out.
Okay, so
the gameplay
it's
trailer.
not definitive.
It's probably we're probably
next year. Okay, that sounds awesome.
If that one can keep getting pushed back, I'm good. Doesn't need to come out.
That's right. I don't know. If you like Doom, it's probably I don't know. It looks good. It looks just like the Geiger. The guy did all the alien drawings.
Yeah. They need to put it out as a virtual reality. That would be cool. Because your first person
would that actually
perspective.
make you play it?
Oh hell no! But I'm saying for those people that want to play it and would enjoy it, I think that first person perspective VR would be cool.
I would want the DMX X Gon Give It To You playing the entire time. That's the only problem with the.
Well, you can. I mean, you can pump that in headphones and then just bust that out.
Yeah, true.
On PS4, you can do Spotify. You just put it on repeat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I think the only last thing, and then Nate, I'll kick it over to you if you have any other.
I can have one more. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think for me, just PBS has come out with like an Origin of series, and they've done the Origin of Scary Killer Clowns. So, check that out.
How big of a list is this?
I went above and beyond.
This is a 3-minute episode.
So is that going to be
done? That was easy.
Have they put out any titles of future episodes? I'm just curious what topics they're going to cover, if they've said.
You're asking the hard-hitting questions, Lisa. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, next time. Next news.
There are some. There's a lot of them. They're not all horror-related. This is like the only one. Oh, why is 18 considered an adult? The 3,000-year history of the pound symbol. How Columbus invented cannibals.
Nice. So I'm
Columbus
interested.
cannibals may be interesting. Go ahead.
I'll watch the rest of them. It's fine.
Even the Columbus invented cannibals?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
We'll see.
I'm trying to think what the earliest creepy clown is in cinema.
The one that you went to see at the circus, probably.
No,
Well,
in
in
cinema.
cinema, though.
In
Oh,
cinema.
I don't know.
I was a little known child actor. No. Yeah. It might be Freaks. I don't know. There wasn't really clowns.
It's gotta be-
It was carnival people.
I don't know. There's probably something about John Wayne Gacy because that's probably in the news with him dressed up as a clown. That's to me, that's got to be it.
maybe.
But watch the show. I'm sure they say it. I'll probably
Yeah.
watch it
Okay.
later on.
Yeah, last thing for me. I'm a really big Creep fan, and we're gonna watch that for an episode because I cannot wait to see Lisa's reaction to this movie. It's a Mark Duplass joint, him and his brother
Nice.
of the League fame, as you guys know. And there's a film festival in Telluride, and Creep 2 is premiering there, but it's getting a Netflix direct release, I think, in October. So that'll
Okay.
be out. And the first one is on Netflix as well, I believe.
Very cool.
And it's basically, the premise is Mark Duplass is a insane person, and he records things on his video camera a lot. And he puts in Craigslist ads for people to do stuff for him, and it gets real weird. So
Awesome.
highly recommended.
Is that the premise for the first one? This is a sequel, right?
Yeah, there's a second one.
So what's the first? Is the first one similar, or is it a different story?
I don't know. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Oh no, so you're talking about the first one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not quite sure the plot of the second one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it'll be somewhat similar, but yeah,
Okay.
who knows?
Well, cool. That'll wrap it up for the news. So we're going to go around and recommend one thing that's streaming right now that we think you should check out if you haven't. Nate, let's start with you.
So I'm late to the game on this, but my recommendation is streamable on Amazon Prime Video, and it is Hannibal.
The TV show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hannibal's fucking awesome.
It's good.
really good.
Hannibal's really good.
good.
It's very in the horror thriller realm.
Mhm.
I'm on season 2, and I watched an episode where basically people were human centipeded together.
Yep.
Yeah, that
It's
is
bad.
some crazy shit. But it's very good. My wife's into it.
Yep.
It's a really well made.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen
Show.
is a solid Hannibal. He's
And the
very,
director
very
of
good.
that is doing an episode of Black Mirror this season.
Oh,
also.
nice.
Excellent.
Yep. So
Yeah.
yeah, all around pretty fantastic. Highly
If you
recommend
can't
it.
stand gore though, and I know it's TV gore. No, that one's pretty intense.
Yeah, it was intense. I was like,
Yeah.
this is on basic cable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if my wife can handle it. It's not
Ooh,
too
you're not
bad.
even that far into it. It gets worse.
But she was watching the episode ahead of me, and all I heard was, "Oh, the human centipede part." I was
You'll,
like, "Oh
you'll,
shit!"
you'll hear that a lot in this.
Oh,
it gets worse.
shit.
It's a great show, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So for me, this is gonna, I think, be divisive in this group. But on Shudder, which again is awesome for every horror movie fan, I tell you to watch Repo: The Genetic Opera. It's bloody. The music is unfortunately catchy, which is really a saving grace. It's really schlocky. It's very grindhousey, which, as you all know, that's the stuff that pulls me. So, Repo: The Genetic Opera on Shudder. Check it out.
Oh man, cue the groans. I'm groaning too much.
No. And Lisa, finish it off.
I still want to watch Little Evil on Netflix with Adam Scott.
I did finish it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, that may be something I have to watch too because it looks like it'll be good.
Awesome.
Horror comedy. So
Yeah, for the not so horror,
Right.
Yeah. The
enthused.
comedy is pretty high on. I mean, it's not like you're not getting scared in this movie.
yeah.
It's
So
more
compared
comedy.
to Housebound because that was kind of horror comedy.
Housebound is more scary.
Okay.
More direct
so
scares. I think
this is
than
more
this one.
funny. Okay.
Yeah.
This is just straight up a satire spoof, like Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a couple moments here and there. I mean, if it didn't have those, it would just be a scary movie, right? So it's got to have some punch to it. But yeah, in general, I mean, there's some pretty funny parts.
Nice.
For sure.
All right, well, cool. That'll wrap it up for this week's news podcast episode. Check in later this week when we review part 2 of Blood Drive. From all of us here at, well, first, you know where to find us. We've mentioned a few times.
Oh, yeah. Sweet prayers for Lisa at TX Pod Massacre. Check us out at our podcast, Texas Podcast Massacre.com. That's a website that exists that we have stuff on. Feel free to at us, send us messages. We've been getting some feedback on some of our stuff, which has been pretty cool.
Yep. All right. Well, for all of us here, just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.